This is the brand new Samsung Galaxy Ring, and this is the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 and Watch Ultra. And man, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Sure, I'm excited about the Z Fold 6 and the Flip, but the Galaxy Ring and the new Galaxy Watch Ultra are, without a doubt, the two products I've been personally looking forward to the most. And why is that, you might ask? Because in my opinion, Samsung has now finally created something in their ecosystem that really simplifies the mess that I've got here at the moment with third-party apps and subscriptions and mixed ecosystem issues. Look, I love my Garmin watches. This is a Garmin Fenix 7X Pro. I've used the Epix Pro. And I love my smart ring from a different brand. This is the Ultra Human one. And if you follow the channel, you know how hard it was for me to let go of my Apple Watch Ultra and how I felt stuck in the Apple ecosystem because of it. But the main reason I eventually ditched my Apple Watch Ultra was because I wanted a better fitness tracking wearable that didn't tie me into a particular ecosystem, especially one that didn't suit my current workflow. And for the last 2-3 years, I didn't particularly want to be tied to using an iPhone. And when I say better health tracking, one key aspect of my well-being is my sleep quality. You know, when that is bad, everything else is bad. If you don't sleep well, at least in my case, I end up not eating well because I'm too tired, and it becomes this bad cycle. So I wanted a smartwatch that was more accurate at sleep tracking and actually gave me good insights. Now, could Samsung finally, with these two new products, simplify that ecosystem and help us keep track of our health and fitness? Let's go through them. I've been trying this smart ring for the last 6 months, and sure, it solved one problem, which was comfort while sleeping. Sleeping with a giant smartwatch is possible. I totally got used to that, and I still do it to this day. But here's a problem that we kind of take it for granted. As much as I love these gadgets, to really make the most of them, you need separate apps. Sometimes third-party apps, not to mention some of these will charge you monthly subscriptions as well. And those little inconveniences start to add up, right? Especially once you go past that novelty of having a new gadget. Initially, you don't care too much because it's new and you're excited about it. But eventually, it's like, oh my God, I got to open this other app, and the app itself has to be updated. And there's all sorts of different things that you have to kind of think about. Now, the Galaxy Ring itself is a thing of beauty, honestly. And it comes in 3 gorgeous colors in grade 5 titanium and has IP68 rating. No issues wearing it in the water up to 100 meters. And that titanium finish, by the way, I think is the single reason this will be a killer product for the gym fanatics out there. I think this is going to be a huge deal because the problem I've got with my current ring is that I can't track all activities because, it will scratch like hell against gym equipment. If titanium is a little bit more durable and you can do dumbbells and stuff like that at the gym. So yeah, it's such a nice looking ring and it felt so natural to wear and everything. But the first thing that caught my eye wasn't actually the ring. When I was trying it out, the first thing that I looked at was the shiny charging case for it. Such a cool design. I love that Samsung paid attention to this as well, and it makes the whole product feel quite premium. Even these little details like showing the battery level when you put it into charge. I appreciate those little touches, and it's so convenient as well. The Galaxy Ring is available in 9 different sizes, and like I said, it just feels really premium. And it has a classy look to it too. It weighs between 2.3 and 3 grams depending on your size, which is just insanely light and comfortable. But Samsung went a step further into that comfort aspect and made the shape of the ring itself more ergonomic with this concave design. So when you sleep, it's not going to scratch your face or feel weird. And you might be asking, Alex, come on. Is that even a thing? Is that even a problem? Well, I never thought about that either until I started to wear a smart ring. It's still way more comfortable than a watch, of course, but because it's a little bit larger than a normal ring, I found myself kind of having to change it to the thumb when I go to sleep because, when I put my hands like this to sleep, it's a weird thing to do. But yeah, it just scratches your face. So this comfort aspect alone is a good reason for me to immediately buy one. But there's more, much more in fact about this ring that makes it almost a no-brainer for people who want to be, kind of have more control over their health. The battery lasts up to 7 days, which is fantastic from a convenience perspective. And if you use it with a Galaxy Watch 7 or Watch Ultra, Samsung made that connection quite smart too. So it's going to reduce the readings on the ring, which will then preserve the battery on the ring. According to Samsung, when you wear both together, the ring and the watch, the battery on the ring can last a further 30% extra, and I think that's when you can get to 7 days. You also have some cool tapping gestures too, so you can control some aspects of your Galaxy phone with the ring just by double pinching stuff. And here's where Galaxy AI will really simplify a lot of your ecosystem, especially if you have multiple apps and multiple devices to track your health and fitness. Because of that 24/7 tracking, we'll get a really accurate view of our health and really in-depth insights, which for me is what's all about, right? Getting the data so that you can act on it. Samsung are calling this the vitality score. It will use AI to give you tips as well, which is great, encourage you to improve things like your sleep and keeping active. And for me, the main reason for the ring will be this: sleep coaching. Not just to see on a single day basis what your sleep quality is, but to spot trends and what affects your sleep on a long kind of period of time, like body temperature and things like that, your level of activity, what you've been eating and how stressed you are. I really want to put this to a test as well and see how well it works in different situations, how much data it shows me, and how it behaves as well when tracking different types of workouts, not just running and, kind of cycling, but actually doing weightlifting and things like that. And for couples out there trying to conceive, this will help as well with cycle tracking. I mean, considering it's just a tiny ring, there's so much technology packed in here. Talking of which, those gestures I mentioned earlier will help you to make using your smartphone even more intuitive. You can take photos with it. You can, double pinch to dismiss an alarm, for example. Really cool stuff. But is that it? No. There's more. You can use Samsung Find to locate your ring as well in case you misplace it at home or whatever. And let me tell you, I'll definitely be needing that. It will cost £399 or £399 here in the UK, but considering how much you get and the fact that there's no subscription cost, this starts to make a lot of sense in the long term in comparison with the competitor options out there. But based on what I've seen already, the simple fact that I can manage all the data in one place makes a ton of sense for me to get one. Now, one aspect of this is not so much about the functionality of the ring, but some people will look at it as a fashion accessory. I will be personally focusing on what the ring can give me as a health tracking device, but I do appreciate that it has the fashion aspect to it too that I can't ignore. I'm way past the age of caring about this sort of stuff, but even I can admit that this will look good and will certainly raise a few eyebrows amongst your friends. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm 100% getting one of those for my wife. Gotta keep the marriage fresh, right? And talking about keeping things fresh, this is the Galaxy Watch 7 and the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Where have we seen this design before? Both the Galaxy Watch Ultra and the Galaxy Watch 7 look fantastic, and I certainly appreciate, how far we come from this. Where is it? This is the original Galaxy Watch Ultra. This sports stick band as well looks incredibly fresh and modern. A much sleeker watch overall now, the Watch 7, but without departing too much from this original Galaxy Watch design. Well, at least that's true for the Watch 7. When it comes to the Watch Ultra, things are looking quite interesting, right? Samsung are calling this the cushion design, which is to protect the watch face, and I can see the rationale. And I know this is getting a lot of hate out there, but I personally really like it. They are never going to come out and say, hey, we wanted to compete with the Apple Watch Ultra, so we made it square. And maybe they didn't do that, but I do love that they kept the essence of the Galaxy Watch design and didn't go for a square watch face itself. The Watch Ultra comes in 3 colors: titanium gray, titanium white, and titanium silver. And time for another emoji game here on the channel. As well as telling me whether you love this design or not, leave a white heart if you prefer the titanium white, or a silver heart if you prefer the silver or the gray. I'm sold on the titanium gray. That's the one I was trying there on the day. I think it pairs up really well with that orange strap, and that is definitely the one that I'll be ordering for myself. By the way, a huge thank you to all of you for your support recently on the channel. Without your support, without you sharing and liking and commenting on these videos, I wouldn't be able to have this sort of early access and the opportunity to go and visit Samsung before a product is launched. I'm very grateful to you. I know in this age of TikTok and shorts videos and inflated views and subscribers, the sense of community is kind of going away from YouTube, but I wanted you to know that every single one of my videos has you in mind. And whether or not the algorithm ever recommends my channel again to you, I do hope you come back, because there's lots more to come, and I do believe that we are building something quite cool here. Back to the Watch Ultra, of course the proof is in the pudding, and the software, Wear OS 5, will probably be the thing that makes or breaks this device. And based on what I've seen so far, this has great potential. There's a very easy to access quick button now, which you can use to start and stop your music. Talking of which, those buds are insane. One of the problems I've got with earbuds in general is they don't stay on. So I'm looking forward to trying this on and see if they actually stay on when I'm doing like exercises, running and things like that. That's usually where these things fall apart for me, but I'm open to trying again. They do feel light as well, much lighter than the competition. More about those buds in a separate video, but yeah, I was really impressed. The quick button on the Watch Ultra can also be used to start a siren in case you get lost or whatever. The strap design itself has a new dynamic lug system, which will give you a really tight and secure connection to the watch. But what that does to third-party straps, we don't know yet, at least I don't know yet. But I do imagine that this will be quite hard now to replicate, so you might have to stick with Samsung straps for this watch. The display is super bright. I think it's the brightest display that they've ever produced, with 3000 nits for a watch anyway. So it's going to be awesome to wear it in bright daylight in the great outdoors. And talking of the great outdoors, you know, when you're out there, the dual frequency GPS system is going to be great for you. You know, if you're quite serious about sports and perhaps you do triathlons and things like that, and you value that increased accuracy, yeah, it's going to be great for location tracking in general. Samsung improved the bioactive sensor as well for better readings. One of the things that I struggle personally with smartwatches in general is not so much how accurate the readings are, especially for heart rate monitoring, but it's the speed at which it detects changes in their heart rate. So if you're going for a run and you slow down, you know, that'll be the first thing that I'll try, because I know some of the watches like Garmin and the Apple Watch Ultra as well can generate wildly different results. Samsung actually managed to put in a 3nm processor in here, which is insane for a watch, but I just love how intuitive it all looked and how it felt as well when I was navigating through the menus. To manage things like multi-sport as well, that's going to be awesome. That feature in fact is something that only this year came to the Garmin Watch OS. So for Samsung to come out with this feature out of the gate, yeah, it's pretty impressive. A little bit like the Garmin, it felt like the sort of watch that makes you want to compete against yourself from a software perspective, which is why I love the Garmin, right? It's less gimmicky. I don't feel that there's like a fake looking alert to say, well done for standing up, or, you know, washing your hands or whatever. I want a wearable that says, hey, you're slacking on this run, you know, come on, push. And you will be able to push this bad boy too from a durability perspective. It's made with titanium grade 4 and has all the ratings that you'd expect from an Ultra device. It will withstand some crazy temperatures in the harshest of conditions. I love those marketing things, right, that show people in the mountain and whatever. I mean, my dog walks can be quite treacherous as well. On a serious note, this is a trick that I see a lot of companies do, right? They make it sound like it's for athletes and really like high performance sports people, but they know damn well that this will appeal to regular people out there as well, including myself. I think it looks awesome. The night mode as well looked pretty badass as well. I mean, I think that's gonna sell really well. Now, like with the smart ring, the Galaxy Watch and Watch Ultra both will come packed with Galaxy AI features. No surprises there, right? But the one that caught my eye was actually using suggested replies from things like Instagram, WhatsApp, text messages, without you having to dictate or type anything. That's the sort of thing in AI stuff that I really love, because it saves me time, and I'm hoping that it's not just contextual, but also tailored to how you write things and how you respond to things. That remains to be seen, and I'll be doing those tests, but that's what I'm hoping it can do, even using the same emojis that you always use and things like that. The watch and the ring will work brilliantly together, you know, and like I said in my previous videos, if you're not really thinking of upgrading your foldable right now, these two products, whether you get one or the other or both, I think they're going to be great for you to complete your Samsung ecosystem. And I think Samsung has been really aggressive as well on the price. I think the 40mm Watch 7 is $289 and $339 if you get the LTE version, and the 44mm version of the Watch 7 is $319 and $369 here in the UK. You can pre-order them right now, and there's links to it down below, or scan the QR code here, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.